Today is May 24th. It's 11:15 p.m. It's a Saturday. I've been on this journey for now 5 years, and still this day, I feel like I have essentially I am actually in total confusion right now. I'm in absolute confusion. Uh, on day one, I thought I knew what I was doing, and so I started trading, and I lost. And then when I had a spurt of winning days, I thought I really knew what I was doing. And then what that turned out to be is that I didn't have skills to be trading at that moment because I couldn't recognize what the trend is. And so when the trend reversed where I was going long, then I would lose. So when the market is doing this, I can make money because I'm going that way. So the first few years it turned out that way. And then I started to buy a program, became part of a community, and the community didn't pan out at all. I was there for 1 year, and it just didn't pan out at all. so, so nothing came out of that. Okay, nor do I have any social skills to interact with people, and that just makes it even harder. If I had social skills, then I might be able to communicate with others and and reduce my time in this learning phase. And then I bought this Al Brooks trading course, and for the past 2 years, whatever he said made absolutely no sense whatsoever. Uh, I have to be very honest, it makes absolutely no sense, whatever. He's talking about the H1, H2, H3, and I'm scratching my head. I've been scratching my head about that for like over a year or two, and still don't understand it. It's amazing to me. I have to say that. Ah, I have to say that I have been studying this guy's material for years, and I still don't understand it. I don't understand it. He goes into extreme details about certain things, but I just doesn't understand. I don't understand it. Why don't I understand it? I don't know. I have no idea. Uh and and there are proven testimonials that his materials are effective, but not everybody will understand what he's talking about. And I'm one of those people who don't understand his material. He talks about these gaps and things like that, and so I'm scratching my head. So how do I use that? I don't even know how to use it. Okay, how do I use it? So I, with all due respect, I mean he's world renowned, but I don't understand it. Okay, so this is where I am. And then for the past 2 to 3 years now, I've been trying to figure out how to trade a prop firm, but in reality, what's been happening is that the end result is this: I have been floundering, and now today I'm reviewing Al Brooks' material. My brain is like scattered. It doesn't understand it. It still doesn't understand it. I'm reviewing his videos, trying to understand how I can incorporate that into my trading, but I just can't seem to make that connection. So far, I've spent $50,000. I've squandered away $50,000 in everything that I made from washing dishes, and blew through almost 400 prop firm challenges. And still, I haven't figured it out. To think if I was smart enough, I would have stopped after the first two, and I said, hey, I don't know what I'm doing, but I just kept doing it. I just kept doing it over again. And then, like 350 prop firm challenges later, I'm doing the same thing that I've been doing on the first prop firm challenge. Nothing has changed. And so then I started to escalate into like a higher denomination, like from 5K to a 10K. And 10K cost me a lot of money. I mean, it's been like that for, see, there's nobody who's telling me Nobody's telling me. Nobody's telling me. Nobody's telling me. Boy, you're a dumb guy. You're a very dumb guy. Okay, you keep this up, you're gonna keep losing, and pretty soon it's gonna be like year number 10, and you're gonna be done. Okay, you're done. Okay, nobody's telling you. Nobody will tell you in this training. Nobody in this world will tell you except you uh, that something is wrong. Right now. After maybe I'm getting a little bit smarter, I suppose. Okay, nobody's telling you. Nobody's telling you that you're doing wrong. Nobody, because it's your time. It's nobody else's time. It's your time. It's your time, your money, your resources. It's you. It's you. And nobody's going to go out and tell you how to make money. Nobody. Nobody's going to say, hey, nobody's going to purposely help you become a billionaire. Nobody. Nobody in this world will do that. Okay? Nobody. Nobody in this world except you. You. You're the only one who can say that. Nobody in this world. If you haven't figured that out yet, get smart. Okay? Get smart. Get smart and figure this out. Okay? Nobody in this world is going to help you improve. Nobody. Unless you pay them a lot of money. Okay? Unless you pay money. I mean, it's a business. They're conducting a business. Except for church. Okay? Except for people who go to church, they're doing it because of godly things, because God said, be kind to your mankind, to fellow mankind, right? So they're doing it because it's a by being okay. That's how it works. Okay, I don't know what's going on, but I'm being helped out. Okay, and it's all through God. All through God, I'm being helped out. I'm being helped out. I'm still alive to this day because of God. Because of God, I'm still alive now. But nobody's gonna help you. Nobody's going to. Nobody in this world is going to. Nobody in this world, unless you do it. Well, I'm just figuring this out. If I sit around and watch TV, if I just sit around and watch TV until I become 80 years old, nobody gives, nobody cares. Nobody cares. The only person who cares is you. You're the only person who cares about you is you. Nobody else cares. Nobody. Not even your kids, not even your ex-wife, okay? In my case. Okay? That's what it is, okay? You have to take care of yourself. If you don't take care of yourself, if you don't move forward, there's going to be nobody. Okay, there's going to be some charity that's going to come around that's going to nudge you in the right direction, but they cannot. I think one of the bishops, Bishop Barron, said this. Unless you're willing to, he said something about that. Unless you're willing to devote your time into it, you really can't get involved in somebody else's business. That's what he said. If you're not willing to invest the time into the mission that you have, you cannot devote your time into it. You cannot commit to it because it's not an easy thing to do. It's a very, very difficult thing to do. Now, so far, God has been kind to me, so I'm being very honest here. I have to be very honest. I'm probably the least deserving person on earth to receive this kindness from God. I'll tell you what, but I am receiving it. Now, I'm receiving this basic essential things that will help me to perpetuate the study that I'm in, but pushing through, trying to understand how to break through and become profitable has been a tremendously difficult thing to do. It's like I thought I knew what I'm saying, but I'm just scratching the surface. I've reviewed YouTube videos about these people. They talk about a whole bunch of stuff. They talk about like smart money concept. They talk about ICTs. They talk about like price action. And some people say, hey, price action doesn't work. Some people say some sort of like uh, anyway, there's a lot of techniques out there. Okay, there's a lot of techniques, and some people say it doesn't work. Some say it's a liquidity trap. It's a buying spree. There's a gap somewhere here, and I mean it's utter total confusion. Okay, so so I have to get smart, and I ask God to allow me to be smart. Maybe that's why I'm making this YouTube video. Okay, and now I'm like I've been studying. I've been studying all day today, even yesterday on Al Brooks, and I'm going through his material. But I have to be honest again. Like a week ago, whatever he said just didn't even gain any traction at all. Okay, but now I'm starting to pick up what he's trying to say. Now after 3 years of listening to this guy, now some things are just starting to seep in. Okay, now my brain is starting to hurt because my brain apparently the brain shrinks if you don't use it. Okay, I think my brain has been shrunk due to my inability to uh, use it properly. Okay, it's now I have been consuming like walnut. Okay, I've been consuming walnut, and I heard walnut is good. I've been eating well, okay, and I've been exercising. Apparently, exercising improves the brain thing, right? So I do wash dishes 1 day out of the week, and I do prep work, so that. But the realities now that I'm 56 years old, my right ankle is hurting, my ankle is hurting, and my left knee is hurting, and so I used to be called super key, but that cannot be sustained. I mean, I was using anyway, so I could go into detail about it, but I cannot do that anymore. I was running around everywhere, but it was like it was it was it was it was undermining my health, and I can't do that. I'm a 56-year-old man. One of my yeah, it's anyway. So that's the situation that I am, and I'm extremely thankful that I have a job. Okay, just yesterday I applied for a position with FedEx, and they do background checks. And so, me being an honest guy, uh, I am an honest guy. Okay, it would have been extremely difficult had I gone with the trial, but it would have been devastating, right? And so then I had to anyway. So everything else is extremely difficult, and I need to. So that's the current situation now. Now, um, Now, what I need to do now, okay, so where do I go from here? Where do I go from here? I've already established, it took me 5 years to figure this out, that I don't know how to trade, okay? It's obviously, right? Obviously, I don't know how to trade. Obviously, I don't know how to trade. Now, how do I fix this situation? How do I fix this situation? Okay, how do I fix this situation so that I know how to trade? One word just so one word that keeps popping up. It's called probability. Okay, it's a probability. It's not a sure thing. It's a probability. Trading is not a sure thing. It's a probability. Okay, so it seems like everybody is in agreement that it is a probability, and so in certain situations, there could be a high, like some people talk about like 95% like win to loss ratio, right? Some people talk about a 95% win to loss ratio, and some people talk about a 40% or 30% win to loss ratio, where in fact they're elongating their win R to R, so that their wins are less because they're going for bigger. And so when they win, they're like 10 to 1. So even if they make 30% of the time, that becomes that overcomes any losses that I have. So there's a trade off. So people who are scalping, they're getting like 90%, 95% of the wins, and so that means that they're able to make they're able to they're able to get a higher win to loss ratio. Okay, by making high probability trades. So the name of the game of day trading is probability. Okay, so it's a probability. Now, how do I take this? How do I take this and then move forward? How do I take this and move forward? I need to figure this out. I have to figure this out. I have to, I have to, so I could search around and figure out all the strategies that are out there. There's a lot of strategies out there. There's a bunch of strategies. I've already figured this out, that there's a lot of strategies out there, and most likely they work. Okay, so they work. Whatever it is, it works. Okay. So now I need to look at something. I need to figure out now how is it going to fit me? How is that going to help me come up with a solution to the market that's going to allow me to tie in the probability and then start making money, right? So how do I do that? How do I figure this out? Okay, if it's a probability and the emotion is already also involved, and I'm in a platform challenge where it costs me $30, and whatever I do, there's emotion involved. Emotion is involved, even though it's not even money. It's a simulation environment. It's a simulation environment, and my emotion is totally out of whack. My emotion is totally out of whack, and is my emotion is causing me to do certain things that shuts down my logical side from doing things, such as if I lose, then I need to just take a step back, okay? And if I lose, then I don't want to be escalating my trade. So these are the things that are happening. So now I'm here. I can tell you that I'm right here. I'm here. The faster I get this resolved, the faster I free myself from this situation. But I cannot free myself. Okay, I cannot free myself. It's like falling down and I can't get up. I've fallen and I can't get up. Right? I've fallen and I can't get up. So where do I go from here? Where do I go from here? So let's just think about this. Where do I go from here? How do I improve? How do I make this happen? How do I make this work? Okay? How do I make this work? So what I need to do is select a setup that I can use. Okay? I need to select a setup and then fully vet it out. I need to look at a particular setup and I need to completely vet it. I need to completely study it. I need to become intimately familiar with a particular setup and become very, very, very good at it. Okay? And only take that setup. And then when I become incredibly, incredibly good at that setup, then I can look at other setups. Okay? If I don't do this, then I'm just going to be floundering over and over again. Okay? So then I can take this one concept, one setup, and then take it, and I can go through the full spectrum of determining what the probability is. Okay, I can figure out what the win to loss ratio does. I can figure out how it works in certain days. I can gauge everything about that particular setup so that I could collect data. I can collect my emotions. I can collect. I can extract it. I can extract data from what I'm doing, and then figure out how I can make some adjustments to it to fine tune it. It's like back testing, right? So it's like a back testing kind of situation. So from what I've seen in the past, the market moves in a certain way. Okay, market trends and market is range bound. Okay, there's two things that happens. Market is range bound and market trends. Those are the two factual things that happens in the market. Okay, so let's figure this out. Okay, so pullback. So what does the pullback do? Now the pullback can be applied whether it's range bound or whether it's trending down or whether it's trending up. So if I were to figure out how to do like a pullback trade, okay, which is going to help me become very, very rich. So when something is a pullback, okay, so when it's range bound, it's going to be toggling back and forth here when it's range bound. So then I have to first identify whether it's range bound or not. Okay, if it's range bound, then I have to figure out where the support and resistance is, and then I can trade the pullback. Okay, so the pullback. So I can relate that to like bouncing off support and resistance, and pullback is very similar to that. Okay, very similar to a range bound situation where it's going to be hitting the resistance and support area. And so the pullback occurs whether when it's moving up and whether it's moving down, whether moving down and moving up. Okay, so that's the idea behind it. Now, when something is trending, it's going to go up, pull back, go up, pull back, go up, pull back, like that, right? Which means that there's a pullback here, and I should be able to get into it as soon as I recognize a candle that is going to move in the direction of the trend. Okay, but back in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, so when it moves up, pulls back, I'm thinking, okay, so it's going to collapse and go the other way. Okay, key. Everything is all good. Whatever the thought that's in your mind, just get rid of it. Some leaky thoughts are coming into it, but this is very, very important. So you gotta. This is progress that you're making. This is you haven't really thought about what you're doing in the past. Okay, you just kept trading and trading and trading. You studied. There was no feedback for you to understand, right? So now you're actually like talking to yourself about what needs to occur and how you're going to conduct yourself in the future, right? So people keep talking about like a back testing kind of thing, right? People talk about back testing, and some people talk about like trading small until you figure out whether your strategy is working or not, which makes perfect sense. Okay, what's causing me to not do that? It's the urgency to make money as soon as possible is causing that. But the urgency of making money as soon as possible cannot happen because somebody said this. Maybe I just don't have it. I just don't have an edge. I just don't have an edge. I simply just don't have an edge. I just don't have the edge. I don't have the edge. Okay? Trading is going to be very, very difficult to do. So I have to figure this out. I have to like do back testing. I have to figure this out. I just need to figure out this is something that I need to this is something that I need to do. Something that I should have done $50,000 ago. This is something that I should have done almost 400 prop firms lost breaches before, right? So I had to spend $50,000 to figure out. I had to spend $50,000 to figure out that backtesting is very important. Okay, backtesting is very important because it could have saved me $50,000 and 5 years of my life. Backtesting would have saved me $50,000 of my life. Backtesting would have saved me $50,000, but something in my mind, I had to make money. I had to make money, and that's why it cost me so much. Okay, I had to make money right now, and I couldn't figure out how to. See, I had to make money, even though I wasn't ready. Even though I wasn't ready, I was not ready, but I had to make money, and you can't do that in trading. In trading, it's quite sad. It's quite sad for me to hear that. It's quite sad to hear that I wasn't ready, but I had to make money. I wasn't ready, but I had to make money. Okay? And people won't help you if you do that. So now what I have to do the hard work. I have to do the hard work. I have to prove it out. I have to prove it out. If I see it's I have to prove it out. I have to prove it out. Dumb people, they'll do it, keep doing this over and over again. Somebody was talking about this, some software engineer. They spent 8 years before they figured this out, right? They were taking money from their hard-earned money and they would just keep dumping it into the market. Okay? Because sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And sometimes it works, it feels like it's working. So I'm having this conversation with you. Otherwise, this is going to keep going up. So do something. So how do I do something different? Okay? So how do I do something different right now? I'm still watching. I'm still studying Al Brooks. I don't understand it, but I'm still studying Al Brooks. Okay, there's a lot of techniques, a lot of things. He covers a lot of stuff, and I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. Okay, I simply just don't understand. I simply just don't understand. Okay. I don't know how I was able to work as an engineer. I don't know. I have no idea. Okay. I don't know how I graduated from college, but I have no idea. Okay. But I just don't know. I just simply don't know. I don't know. It took me $50,000 to tell me that I just don't know. And I'm still not convinced yet. I'm still not convinced. Even after losing $50,000 and losing almost 400 and breaching almost 400 prop firm challenges later and making thousands and thousands of trades, it was just simply a waste of time. It was simply a waste of time. I spent 5 years. My 5 years just went out the door. I simply wasted my time. So it's based on probability. Okay, so it's based on probability. Okay, so certain situations are far better, and that's what I think. That's what Al Brooks is talking about. He's he's making he's Al Brooks is teaching me how to increase my probability in the market. He's giving me the information that allows me to have a higher probability of my trade. That's what he's teaching me. He's showing me how to improve the statistical probability of my trading by telling me how the market works. Okay? He's telling me the market behaves in a certain way, and you can see how it behaves based on certain clues. Okay, that's what he's saying. So now, where do I go from here? Where do I go from here? Okay? Where do I go from here? I already spent I spent so much money, and I've spent I wow, 5 years. 5 years is a long time. 5 years is a very very long time. Wow. This coming September, wow, marks this coming September marks my uh the beginning. The beginning marks the beginning of my I moved here in September. I drove here. Marks the 5th year, I think. Is it the 5th year? Okay. This September will mark 4 full years here. Okay, it'll be 4 full years this coming September. Will be my 4th year here, living like this, a homeless guy. For the past for the past 4 years, this September will be the 4th year that I've been here. Okay, it'll be the beginning of my 5th year in Boise, living like this, and not making any improvements whatsoever. So I have to get very very serious. I have to get very very serious. And how is it that they're able to make money where I cannot? Okay, then I need to figure out. Then I can figure out what I need to do. Okay, I'll do whatever they did in order to become profitable. Okay, I'll do whatever I have to do, what I need to do to be where they are. Okay, so first I need to figure out what works. Okay, I have to figure out what works and then use that, and then start making money. I cannot I cannot rely on somebody else to show me how things are done. I have to figure it out. I have to figure it out. I have to figure it out. So I've been thinking about this. So when I'm using the prop firm challenge, what I can do is I can initially start making every new day, it requires me to start to like trade small, and then gain some gains. And then as soon as I have certain amount, then I can start to risk a little bit more, so that I don't tap into my drawdown. And so that means that I can escalate my gains as long as I have as long as I'm able to as long as my win to loss ratio is higher based on the return I get. Okay. Okay, that's how it is. I have to have a net positive when I do that. Now, I've seen the market now for about 5 years. I've seen the market, and it's still a mystery. Okay, so on Friday, on Friday, I would take a trade. I'm thinking it's a breakout, so I would take the trade, but immediately it would drop down, and I'd be like, that trade would be scratched out. Okay, so that means, and I would have like long list of trades that just didn't go the right way. Okay, and so that's what I'm seeing. That means obviously, whatever I'm doing is wrong. Whatever I'm doing is wrong. And what I was doing is when I'm attempting to look at a breakout, but that's not working. Okay, I have to trade the support and resistance. Even a pullback requires support and resistance. When a pullback occurs, it goes to a certain point where there's support, and so then it bounces off and goes up based on the trend. Okay, that's a pullback. I could trade the pullback. There's a lot of scenarios which correlate with the pullback with the strategy that I have, which is purely based on support and resistance. It is purely based on support and resistance. So now, so whatever I've been doing is wrong. Okay, it's wrong. It has been wrong. So how am I going to approach this in the future? Okay, how am I going to? So whatever the back testing things that I have so far is so slow. It is TD Ameritrade. I was trying to do the back testing, but I can't do the back testing because it's so slow. It's extremely slow. I can't trade that. It's so slow. I mean, it's I should be able to click on it in like 10x or something so I can see what is going on, but I can't do it. It's a fine software that they have, but it's free too. But this is so slow. So, and then if I use something else, it's going to be extremely expensive, right? It's going to be expensive. But I need to confirm what I'm doing is correct. The only way for me to confirm what I'm doing is correct is running a lot of backtesting data. I have to run a lot of backtesting data to figure out whether what I'm doing is right or wrong. Otherwise, I'm going to just keep perpetuating this. So I need to figure out. So far, what it has taught me is that what I'm doing is wrong. It's not working. So far, I could have all the money in the world. Okay, I could have all the money in the world, but nothing's working out. Okay, I could have all the money in the world. I'm just telling you, I'm totally confused. I'm totally confused. I'm totally and absolutely confused. I just want to say this today. I just want to mark today as a very special day. I want to mark today as a very, very special day today, okay? Let me just recant what has happened to me, okay? For the past 5 years, I have floundered and I have no results. For the past 5 years, I spent $50,000. For the past 5 years, I lost almost 400 prop firm challenges. Okay? For the past 5 years, I sat in this situation, okay? Staring at the monitor, trying to extract money out of the market, but I just couldn't do it. Okay? And today, I am totally confused. I am totally confused. I need to. So a lot of people talk about how they're humbled and things like that. I'll tell you what. I thought I knew what I was doing. Okay, I thought I knew what I was doing. Sometimes I go to work as a dishwasher, and there would be like young coworkers, and I would tell them, "Hey, I almost made $5,000 today." Okay, but I got out. I got out making $100, and then the next day I would lose $1,000, right? But I would say to them, "Look, I almost made $5,000 on one trade." Okay, almost, and I did that, and so that's how I carried myself from here. Okay, and I am totally and absolutely confused. I am. Some people, I don't have an edge. Some people point it out directly. It says, hey, you don't have an edge. I don't have an edge. You're right. I don't have an edge. I thought I knew I had an edge. I responded, hey, I have an edge, but I don't have an edge. I don't have an edge. I don't know. I'm totally confused. I am absolutely confused. And if I don't figure this out, I'll tell you what, if I don't figure this out, 5 years down the road, I'm going to be 60 years old. I'm going to be 60 years old. I'm in a very, very desperate situation. Okay? I'm in an extremely, extremely dire straits. I have to be very, very honest. I'm laughing now, but that's the reality. It hasn't hit me yet because it's not 5 years down the road yet. But what is going to happen is that if I keep this up, I'm going to be 5 years older. I'm going to be 5 years older. And I'm going to be sitting here going, what happened? It's been 10 years and I couldn't figure it out. It's been 10 years. So what do I need to do differently? What do I need to do? What do I need to do differently so that I can start making money? What do I do that? What do I do? What can I do? Okay, what can I do? What do I need to do in order to make money from the market? What do I need to do in order for me to start making money? Okay, what do I need to do? 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 Okay? What do I need to do? This is so important. This will save like years and years. This will save me years and years and years and years of my life if I can answer that question. What do I need? What do I need? What do I need to do? Okay? What do I need to do? This is probably the point where I'm turning the corner, where the mindset changes. Okay, I have to change this mindset so that I don't sit idly by, wasting time. It's like whatever I've done so far, it's just a waste of time. It has been a waste of time. I'm just wondering. Okay, so I am that 95% of people who keep losing. Okay, they don't know because they have a job. Okay, so they have a job, they have a family, they're doing this. They're not fully vested into it. They're not like desperate. They're not so 95% of people are not desperate. They're not desperate enough to like really figure out to change their mind. So to change their something has to change their mind, okay? Otherwise, they're going to keep doing this over and over again, and it's the laughing stock, okay? It's essentially so this is really required. This is really required. This is a change of behavior that's required in order for me to really change me. Okay? Change me. I have to change. I have to change. Okay, I have to change. If I don't change, then I'm going to do the same thing over and over again. Okay, I'm gonna be doing the same thing over again. I have to do the hard work. I have to figure something out that's going to allow me to do the hard work. Okay, so I have an idea how trade works. When I put in the trade, then first I need to make sure it's a high probability trade. But the thing is, it may go the other way, and I have to exit the trade. So that's a loss. I have to consider that. Okay, I have to right now. If I put on a trade, it is a higher probability that I'm going to lose than win right now. So how does that make sense to me? That means I should stop trading. I need to stop trading. I have to stop trading until I figure something out. I have to figure something out figure something out that tells me what I'm going to be doing is going to be effective. Unless I figure that out, then I'm just going to keep doing this over and over again. I'm just telling the world that I'm dumb. Why don't I just say this? I'm just going to say it. Have I made a YouTube video yet about I am dumb? I am a, I am a certified dum-dum. Right there. I am a certified dum-dum. Okay? Right now, I'm going to admit to the whole world that I am a certified dum-dum. Okay? I am a certified dum-dum. I should have expressed my opinion about the life that I had. Okay, so I'm going to say something. A long time ago, okay, here's how dumb I am. A long time, oh man, I did so many dumb things. I have done so many dumb things. I could talk about this for years. I've done so many dumb things. Okay? I have done so many dumb things. I could talk about this. I could talk about this until the cows come home. Well, just look at it. I made 1,600 videos, almost 5 years of trading, and I haven't made a single. I haven't. I mean, I would be up a day or two, but I would just lose it. I'm just making it very, very clear here. I want the whole world to know that I'm a very dumb guy. I'm a very, very dumb guy. I'm a dumb guy. I even missed my kid's graduation. How dumb is that? Okay? It's dumb. And then I had an attorney who screwed me over. Okay? And I couldn't say anything. That's how dumb I am. Okay? I paid this civil guy over $40,000 and he's put me in this situation. Okay? How dumb I am. I am a very dumb guy. This world is not meant for dumb people. You have to be smart. You have to be smart. This world is not for dumb people. You lose everything. You have to be smart, but I know that I'm not smart. So I did a lot of dumb things in my life, and it just keeps compounding, making it worse. And look where I am, living out of my car. I mean, look at this situation. I am a dum-dum. I am a dum-dum. I am saying this. I am a very dumb guy, okay? And the only reason I'm able to survive to this day is because of God. God is incredibly powerful. I'm telling you, God is incredibly powerful. He's keeping me alive. I'm telling you, I'm being very, very honest here. Look at this. God is extremely powerful. If there's any shred of doubt, I mean, he's out there keeping me alive. Of the most dumbest guy on the planet, I'm still alive. Okay, I'm still alive because of him. Okay, if there's any other evidence out there, this is it. This is the evidence. I am an extremely dumb guy. I haven't been able to stand up for myself. I didn't stand up for myself. I couldn't acquire the things that I want. And I've been pushed around all my life. And I kept, it's like, and the market is treating me this way. That's why it's a pattern of behavior that I'm okay with, because I have been beaten down, and I'm accepting it. I'm not fighting back. I am not fighting back for me. I'm not standing up for myself. I need to stand up for myself. Standing up for myself means becoming successful and achieve, getting what I want. Okay? That is standing up for myself, but I'm not doing that. It's been 5 years, $50,000 and 400, almost 400 platform challenges, and I'm at this point now. It's like 11:59, like 50 seconds from being 12 o'clock, and I'm trying to figure this out. Okay? And here I am. I'm being pushed around. Like, I'm being pushed around. I can't allow that to happen any further, because what awaits me in the future if I keep doing this is going to be wow. I can just imagine. I can already imagine. It's going to be 5 years down the road, and I'm wasting my life. This guy, who's a world-renowned guy, has compiled together a program that allows me to be successful, but I can't figure it out because I'm too dumb. I'm just too dumb. I'm just too dumb. I don't know how I'm supposed to see. I can make I can make croutons far better than the other people. I can tell you that. I can tell you that, but I'm very dumb. Okay? See, when you make croutons, you want to make sure you look at the oven to make sure it's golden brown. But if you leave it too long, it'll burn. Okay? But many people can't figure that out. But I figured it out. But I'm still very dumb. I can't figure it out. So how do I figure this out? How do I make my own path? How do I make my own path to becoming profitable? How do I do that? Okay, I heard that some people use indicators. I heard some people use price actions. So I heard some people. So here's what I know. What I know this works. I know this because I'm running it in my head. I'm running it in my head. Whenever I trade like a support or resistance, it works. Support and resistance works. Okay? But this emotion that kicks in and causes like traumatic events to occur, but that support and resistance really do work. And when I figure out where the support is and I go with it, it usually turns out to be a good trade. And sometimes it becomes a really good trade. So I need to focus on that. So I've already done some back testing. I'm running these things in my mind. Okay. I'm running these things in my mind. Okay, what time is it? It's 46 minutes. I'm running these things in my mind. I'm trying to figure this out. This is 90. See, to think about it, I heard a lot more people are being successful in the prop firms now. They're able to make money. They're able to make more money in the prop firms. Okay, I heard that. Where in the past, vast majority failed. So the percentage may have increased, but I don't know how that's going to be sustained because you can't have people who are making money. You can't. It's a zero-sum game, and only very few will take a lot of money out. And the vast majority will perpetually, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years down the road, will keep winning and in big amounts. And so now I need to figure that out, okay? I have all the time in the world. I have a restaurant who has been so kind to me. I have people in the church, okay, prominent positions who are being so patient with me, okay. So they've given me 4 full years to do this. They're being very kind, and when I ask them something, I said, look, I need to reduce my time at work so I can focus on it. They provide that, and so I don't know how I did that because I was working like 6 nights a week, and I would be totally exhausted. But now I have some more energy. I can figure this out. Here's what I know. Okay, I know that I'm a dum-dum, and I've done this. I'm a dum-dum. I'm the dumbest guy. I'm a very, very dumb guy. But there are certain things that I do that are good. Okay, I do fingers. I cut fingers. I piece together beef, so I know how to do that. I'm good at that. I'm good, better than other people. Okay, and I have the patience to go through a bunch of them, like 3 to 4 hours at a time. Not many people can do that. I do that. I do that far better than others. I can cook croutons far better. I can block cheese better because I can measure it. I do that better than other people. I'm a dum-dum, but I know how to do certain things far better than other people, okay? Yeah, I do know how to do things far better than other people. But I'm not, maybe I can transfer that into what I'm doing right now, okay? Okay, so I know support and resistance works. When something is range bound, support and resistance really do work. Okay? I just got goosebumps. I do certain things far better than other people. I know that. So I'm not the dumbest guy in the world. I know that. Okay? I feel dumb. I feel like I'm the dumbest person in the world, but I'm not the dumbest. Okay? I am not the dumbest. I am not the dumbest. Okay? I may be naive. Okay? Okay? But I am not the dumbest guy in the world. I've proven it. Because first, I'll give you one evidence. I can make croutons better than most people. I can wash dishes better than most people. Okay? I can talk better than many people. Not not all of them. I can talk better than many people. Not everybody, not most, okay? But I can talk better than a few people, which means I'm not the dumbest guy in the world. And I was able to get funded. So I'm not the dumbest guy in the world. I am not. I did something that works, okay? And trading small got me, but I'm just bored with that. I can get there. I can trade small and spread it out for a month or two. I can do that. It works. I can do that. I've done it before. Even without a solid strategy, just trading small allows me to like hold on to something, and when it gets really big and I can sell it. But in most cases that allows me to be like 90%, 95% profitable at that time, right? So I am not the dumbest. I am not the dumbest. I am not. I am not the dumbest guy on earth. I am not. Okay? I am not the dumbest guy in the world. Okay, let me put it this way. I am not the dumbest guy on earth. It's a fact. It's a fact. It's a as God as my witness. As God as my witness, I am not the dumbest man on earth. Or let's put it this way. As God as my witness, I am not the dumbest person on earth. Okay? I'm not. Okay, I'm not. Okay, so I figured that out. Okay, so that's proven, okay? That's okay. So I've conclusively proven that I am not the dumbest person on earth. I'm not. Okay? I'm not. Okay? I come close, but I'm not. But I'm not. I'm not the dumbest person on earth. Okay, so I've proven that. Now, the reality is I have to start making money. So I've already proven by like trading small that I can get there. But now that I'm trying to like what I'm trying to do is like I'm trying to pass these challenges like a day or two. Okay, I have to do that. I have to pass these challenges so I can get to the money stage. I've already proven going slow, even without a solid strategy, that I can do that. But I have to figure this game plan out. Okay? So what has proven is that if I go small, I can weather the pullback, and eventually, what it would do is, it turns out that I can make money. Okay, so it turns out even if I'm wrong at that moment, that I can trade around it and make it work. So I've seen that happen. Only when I size big that it just becomes the trade becomes far more critical. Okay, it becomes far more critical. So when I trade big, I have to have everything in place. I have to I have to have everything in place, because if I lose a few times with something big, then it's over with. Okay? But if I trade small and I could be in a long string of losses, then I can still make it up by like going through a sequence of good trades. Okay? So that's what happens. But when I compound that with emotion, that causes a big problem. Okay? That causes a big problem. So my idea is to become, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make a large percentage per day, and that makes it very, very difficult to do. Okay, what I'm attempting to do right now, what I'm attempting to do right now, uh, what I'm attempting to do right now is to what I'm attempting to do right now is to speed up the process of passing the platform challenge. But it's been, I was funded in February, but now it's like end of May, so March, uh, April, May. That's like 3 months now. 3 months I've been trying to duplicate my results. So it's been like 3 months now. 3 months I've been floundering, spending every penny that I have. But I need to like reliably I have to reliably figure out a way so that I can repeat these things that I'm doing. So as soon as I get paid, now I've stepped it down. Okay, I stepped down my platform challenge to 5K so that I spend half as much. So my cash burn rate is going to be a half instead of being a full blown one. So when I do that, then I'll spend about $30 per challenge, and that's gonna give me twice as much opportunities to do this, and I'm gonna keep doing this, right? So that's where I am. So now that I've sort of figured out now what the most difficult part is, like emotion, that gets to me. I mean, I'm like hot blooded. I'm a there's a song out there. It's called Hot Blooded or something, whatever it is. So I'm hot blooded, and my blood boils when I lose. I would like my I get like I get I mean like I get like totally like it flips me. So that's something that I need to work on so that I can figure this out. If I can figure this out, I can figure these emotional control that I have and just become as robotic as possible when I make these trades. And so what I can do is I'm strategizing here. So the idea is to initially when a new day starts, I need to like trade small to get some practice in. And then as soon as I accumulate some gains, then I'll create a buffer. When I create a buffer, then I can trade a little bit bigger so that I can use that buffer to increase my size to make bigger gains and increase my buffer still. And they go for bigger and bigger so that I can escalate my gains. But if I start losing, then I need to start trading smaller and smaller so that I can regain. So that's the strategy that I need to have. So when I trade small and when I lose, I just keep trading small until I start winning. Obviously, right? Obviously. Obviously, if I keep losing, then I need to like make it smaller and smaller and smaller. When I'm losing and I keep going bigger, it just makes it worse. But I do the exact opposite. I've been doing that that's why I almost blew 40 profit challenges. So the breakout strategy, I get fooled quite a bit, and when I make those mistakes, it causes a great deal of harm to my account because if I lose 10 or 20 of those and losing like $5 at a time, that's like 10, that's $50. That's like that's like 1%. Okay. And if I lose 100, that's 2%. Okay. That's what's going on. So I need to be, and when that happens, it's already over. Okay. It's almost like it's breaching the daily loss limit and I'm already there. And then I won't be paid. I won't be paid until like a week later, right? So I gotta wait until like a week later before I get paid. So that's the situation. Okay. So now obviously I can't turn around. I can't turn around. I can't there's God is definitely telling me God is definitely God is definitely on my side. He wants me to succeed because he's blocked every chance of doing anything else. Because this felony record just blocks me from doing any work whatsoever. I can't get a job. I can't get a job anywhere. I can't get a job because they do a background check. And when they do a background check, they ask me, okay, so what happened and things like that, right? So, so that's the situation. And God is really wanting me. I mean, he wants me to succeed because he's not, God wants me to succeed. Okay. God wants me to succeed. God wants me to succeed. He does. God wants me to succeed because he's blocked everything else. And he's saying to me, I want you to succeed. And I'm going to block every avenue of you trying to do something else. Okay? I have blocked every other avenue of doing anything else. in order for you to focus on this so that you can be successful at this. That's what God said, okay? God wants me to succeed. This is evidence of it, okay? This is evidence. So I need to really think about this. So I have a strategy that's like, now it's like floating in my mind of what I need to do. Then I've already disclosed the fact that there's like four things that I need to do. Okay, recognize the setup, enter, set the stop loss, and set the profit target, and then manage the trade. And then when it goes to a certain point, from what I've seen Friday, it went up and then reversed and came back down, and then it went below. So I need to strategize on how I can improve my odds of winning, because when it starts to like reverse, I need to exit the trade at that point where it's showing signs of reason to exit. Okay, so I need to do that, and even if it goes higher, even if it goes higher, I need to take the profit so that I can live the next day so that I can trade another one. There's more trades. There isn't just that one trade. I can't be allowing it to go up and then drop and then go below where entry point is. That's I can't allow that to happen again. Okay, so that's okay. So I need to have this trading thing. Okay, so what can happen? It can go up, reach my profit target, or it can go up and then drop. Okay, but I need to exit at the trade. It could go up and then pull back and then go up. Uh, so so what am I willing to allow the pullback to occur to, right? So what am I allowing? What am I willing to allow? Okay, what am I willing to allow? And I say, hey, if it pulls back a little bit here, I need to exit. Okay, and I can use that strategy. What I'm looking for is when it goes up, and if it pulls back, I'll just get out. Okay, I'll just get out. If it pulls back a little bit and just start going up, then hey, that's fine. Okay, it's not my trade. Okay, but I can't expect it to. I can't expect it to go up and then start coming down, and then if I don't get out, then I'm lost, right? All right, because I haven't conclusively proven that what it's going to do is going to keep going up. Okay, I haven't proven it. It's possible it's going to go up and then come back down and do whatever it is. And so when there is a first significant pullback, that I need to exit the trade. Okay, I'm not looking to hit home runs. I'm scalping. Okay, I'm scalping. So that's the game plan that I need to have. Okay, I'm saying to myself, okay, I'm just gonna hit like first bases, and if I hit four of them, then I'll have a home run. If I hit four of them, it'll be a home run, and so I can size it. I can size it so that even if I'm doing like first bases, those first bases will be significant. So I can go with that. I can trade it. Okay, I can trade it that way. So I'll trade it that way, and I'll just keep that in mind. That's how I'm going to trade. Second part is what I noticed, that when I'm doing the support and resistance kind of thing, right? When I'm trading the support and resistance, that seems to really work. That support and resistance really do work. When I establish where that is, whether it's going to be a range bound situation or whether it's going to be trending, and when I established a particular trending kind of a situation, which is going to be based on a breakout, then I can wait for a pullback. When something is trending, trading the pullback, which is something that I haven't done. What I do is when I trade, I'm looking for a huge green candle, and usually what that happens is that causes a great deal of headache. That's why I keep losing. I get like I'm like a fly to a bug light. Okay, when I see when I'm a fly to a bug light when I see this big green candle, when it just shoots up like that. And generally what happens is that the way that these firms do is that as soon as I see that, I enter it, it goes to the high point where it buys and then dips down, and then I start losing. It never buys at the point where I see it. It buys it at the point where it hits the maximum and then comes back down, is what I lose. And so I can't be doing that anymore. So I have to do the pullback trade. I have to wait for a pullback when something is trending. When something is trending, it's going to be whether it's going to be wide or it's going to be really wide or it's parabolic, right? Or it's parabolic. Even on a parabolic basis, there's going to be a little pullback that I can use to jump into. But if it's moving in this manner, a pullback is going to hit this channel bottom here. It's going to keep going up, right? So I can trade that. That's a strategy that I have. That's something that I can use, and then I can avoid the big long candle and big red candle. I can avoid that. Okay, so when I avoid those two things, then I'm going to have a far better opportunity to make money on it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for the first bases. First bases have always been successful, and I would say to myself, "Oh, I could have made a home run on this trade." It's like it would be running, and I'm saying to myself, "Oh my God, I could have passed the challenge if I held it a little bit longer." Right? If I would have held it a little bit longer on the first pullback, if I had held, then that could have been it. But its chances of that happening are once or twice a week. Okay? And then if I held onto it, it'll reverse and it'll erase it like 9 times out of the 10. So I can't be trading that way. So I have to write 9 times out of 10, which means that when it gets to a certain point, then I want to be right 9 times out of 10, not right once out of 10 times. That's not what I want. But when it happens, I could lose. So I cannot allow the trade to go all the way up and then come back and just erase my gains. Okay? So that's the strategy that I need to employ, right? So that's the game plan. That's the game plan, okay? So that is the game plan. That's the game plan for this week, right? Okay, that's the game plan for this week. All right? That's the game plan for this week. That's how I'm going to trade this week. Okay? Yeah, that's how I'm going to trade. Okay, and I'm going to keep studying Al Brooks. Okay, I'm going to have faith. I have faith that this guy knows how to trade, and when I know his material, I will know how to trade. Okay? I've spent over 2 years, first few years, it sounded like he just I couldn't understand what he was talking about. But now I'm starting to understand what he's talking about. I can actually sit through his material like... Okay, so I've been an engineer for a very long time. A very, very long time, okay? Not a very successful engineer, okay? So in 1997, I was in Eugene, Oregon, and there was this memory company that I worked at. And I had the opportunity to learn about redundancy analysis. Okay, it was a golden opportunity for me to learn about redundancy analysis. Okay, when a memory is there, some cells are bad, so something on the outside has to be switched in to replace that, right? But it wasn't easy. It was incredibly hard. It was very, very complicated. So I'm sitting next to this guy who's a vendor, okay, for a company called Teradyne. So I'm sitting next to him and he's doing things, but I couldn't understand it. I'm like, my eyes started to close, okay, and my eyes started to close, and whatever he said is just like my brain started to slow down. My brain started to like melt. Because whatever he was talking about, I couldn't understand. Because I'm trying to understand what he's doing, but I couldn't. And whatever lunch that I had, I started to fall asleep. It's like falling asleep. I couldn't understand it. Maybe I should have had some coffee back then. Well, that would have been better. And then I was sent to a training program in California, and I'm sitting there. I'm one of the 2 people, and they had their own employee sitting in the class. They're teaching this employee. I'm just sitting there. I'm going, huh? I have no idea what they're talking about. And so I had 2 opportunities to learn, but I couldn't figure it out. And so to this day, 28 years, I haven't figured it out. I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure it out. It was so hard and so difficult. Okay? It was so difficult, but it was so difficult. I couldn't figure it out. And nobody was willing to sit down with me and show me how it's done. It was not in their best interest to do that. Okay? Because they get paid to have somebody from their company go help the company out. They're not in the business of making sure that I knew what I was doing. They weren't in the business to do that. It was my prerogative to extract the information to learn on my own. Okay? I had to do that. It was my prerogative to learn. This is what's happening here. This is redundancy analysis over again. And if I don't figure this out, I'm going to miss it. I won't know how it's done. Okay? So this is a golden opportunity. Sure, it's been 4 years. It's been 5 years and you couldn't figure it out. But this is a golden opportunity. I cannot turn back. It cannot be another redundancy analysis thing. I was working at Micron like 5 years ago. Okay, 5 or 6 years ago. I actually, 8 years ago. And I was trying to figure this out, how that there make memories there. I was trying to figure this out. Maybe I have this opportunity to figure this out, but it was I couldn't do it. I could not do it. I didn't have that opportunity. Okay? I just simply didn't have the opportunity. I had 2 old people who are my parents, and I had to sacrifice everything. I had to sacrifice everything to make sure that I did my part to help them. Okay? I sacrificed everything. All right? So now I can't sacrifice everything. I have to devote my time to figure this out. This is my redundancy analysis. This is it. This is the most important thing in my life right now. Okay? So the reality is I'm just disclosing what's going on. If I miss this chance, I'm not going to have any other opportunity. There's no more opportunity. It's going to be 5 more years. I mean, the felony conviction occurred on December of 2020. Okay, so that means it's 2021, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it'll be my 5th year as a convicted felon. That means that because there's 10 years of probation, I have 5 more. Okay, so I have 5.5 more years of this life. And then after 5.5 more years, then my felony conviction is erased. Okay? But 5.5 years from now, I'll be 61 years old. I'll be 61, 62 years old. That's the time when people retire. Okay? And I will have... So the court system essentially has like erased 10 years of my life, a financial life. It separated my kids, my ex-wife. I was like, my ex-wife gave me a second opportunity to make something out of the situation, but it was a very, very difficult situation. Okay? These 2 siblings that I had were incredibly, very, very angry and mean people back then. My parents were they're on their last years of their lives, and so everything was hectic. And then I had to take care of them, and so I couldn't devote my time to work at Micron, which just made it easier for them to fire me. I couldn't devote my time, and so it was chaos. Okay, it was chaos, and now that I was like out of my job, I couldn't support my kids, and I could not devote my time to rekindle the relationship that I had, because I was also in the middle of becoming a Catholic. And so all these things were like happening, and there were some expectations of doing something. And then at the same time, I was donating blood every quarter. Which made it even worse. And I was like working next to young people, and they were doing something else where they have already several years under their belt. And I just started, and I just got mixed up in it. and I couldn't grasp. I couldn't, I could not, I could not find a foothold working at this company because there were so many things going on at the same time. And my daughter, my God, my daughter wanted to build this shed, and I was like devoting time to build this shed. I'm telling you. Oh my God, it was like crazy. I was like pulling from left, right, and all that stuff. And it was chaos. And wow, I mean, all this was going on. It was like, wow. All this mixture of, I mean, it was like chaos in my life. After spending all this time and all my efforts, and then I get into this situation, devoting my time and then giving it away, and then here I am being punished for doing something to help the situation. It's like doing something good and being punished for it, right? So now here I am, but I have to make something. I have to make I have to make it good. Okay, I have to make it good. My kids are what, like 26 and 25 and 26 years old now, and so they're going to be like 30 years old, and they're going to have to start a family. Okay, so that means I gotta make sure this works. I have to figure this out. I have to figure this out because when they get married, they're gonna invite. Maybe they might invite me to their wedding, and so I want to be able to afford a suit so that I can go visit them. Okay, attend their wedding at least. Okay, so I need to get to the point where I can financially support myself so that I can if they invite me that I can get there. Okay, right now I can't. I can't do anything. I can't even buy anything. Okay, but I I made sure that I'm giving myself enough time. Whereas before I was working 6 nights a week. It's 6 nights a week, and it's not easy. It was hard. It was physically very, very demanding. Okay, I can't not do that. I have to give myself enough time so that I can devote to it. If I work hard six nights a week, then that means that I have to devote like 8 hours of recovery each night, and I have to eat well, and that just delays things. Okay, so at least now, it's giving me time. It's giving me time to prepare this. So the future plan is I need to start making money from the market. Okay, and the only way for me to do that, the first step right now, I thought it was 10K, but now it's 5K. I've stepped back because the cost of 10K is expensive. See, even if I pay for like an account, I haven't proven it to myself, and so I'm gonna lose anyway. Like instant funding stuff like that, the rules are different. The rules are tighter. Okay, the rules are tighter and cost far more. And so if I'm unable to pass the phase one and phase two, there's no chance of me. It's just a complete waste of money. And the rules are harsher too. Okay, and so I have to go through the two-phase challenge. Okay, if I can pass the phase one and phase two, then I make payouts several times. That means that I'll be able to I'll be far more successful. The chances of me becoming successful uh, is higher, and so that's why I have to do the two-phase challenges. I have to do these challenges because it allows me to prove to myself that I can, so that when I spend a bigger sum of money, then that bigger sum of money is going to be it's going to be placed on a higher probability of me being successful. Okay. So the idea, let's just read. I'm just thinking about this. I mean, these guys are scientific when they discuss ICTs. They're talking about like SMPs or something, smart money concept, SMCs, smart money concept. They're talking about like whatever. They're talking about like all these moving average stuff. They're talking about what is it? Some sort of like So yeah, they're talking about all sorts of kind of methods, right? Like 23%, 33%, things like that. And uh, so what I'm focusing on is price action. Okay, I'm focusing on price action. I'm putting my time and energy into this guy named Al Bucks. And so fortunately, I have a few people who are on my YouTube channel who are successful using Al Brooks, and they're far smarter than I am. Okay, apparently one of the guys actually saw that I was using Al Brooks, joined, and then now he's profitable, but I'm not. Okay, and he's wondering why I'm not, because I'm dumb. I'm not the dumbest, okay? But I'm not. I haven't figured it out. I couldn't figure this out, but I'm still working on it. So the concept that I've learned about what he's talking about, support and resistance, has been stated back and forth. I can see that now. He's saying other stuff that will be useful to me because it enhances the thesis that I have, primarily focused on support and resistance. And that support and resistance actually helps out as well because the pullback concept, right? Pullback concept is great. It's like break and retest. That's a pullback. Break and retest, right? It breaks and a retest and then bounces right back. That's a pullback to the support area. It broke resistance, hit the support, and then went up. That's pullback, and then it's incorporated into something called a break and retest, right? Even on a range bound situation, it's a pullback, right? It pulls back and then hits the support and bounces up, right? So it's the concepts are meaningful in both situations and can be stated in a single statement, which is the pullback really does work in those cases. Okay, I just need to make sure that I have the concept of pullbacks and support and resistance, and then whether it's going to be a range bound situation or whether it's trending. Okay, when it's trending, when it's trending in a wide trending manner, then that support and resistance do really work. Okay, it does work. So so that's the idea, and it's been proven based on what I've seen. I just need to make sure that I throttle down my emotion and then be smart about it. Okay, I heard there's a lot of things about when somebody's scalping, it's it's very difficult to scalp more than an hour because people are not. It's very difficult to make multiple decisions more than 1 hour at a time. It's very difficult. But I'm trying to do this like I'm trying to do this like 12 to 16 hours at a time because I'm just starting out. Okay, I'm just starting out. But what I've learned, hopefully it'll sink in that I can't be spending more than an hour or two at a time at a stretch to scalp because it takes an enormous amount of brain power in order to conduct the scalping strategy. Okay, so um, so so uh, so that's the current situation. Okay, that's the current situation. I'm still working on it, um, and I'm gonna keep doing it uh, until I figure this out. I cannot allow this to be another redundancy analysis thing where something is so difficult that I just can't do it. Man, I wish that I had the opportunity to learn about redundancy analysis. I really did, but I missed it. I missed the opportunity. I didn't realize how at that moment I didn't realize how important it is. But had I had that under my belt, I mean, it would have been something substantial. It would have been an incredibly worthwhile thing that I would have cherished throughout my life. It would have been an incredibly good memory. Okay. See, I let my ex-wife down twice, big twice. I let her down so many times, but twice, big time. Okay, big times. Okay, I let her down. Okay, I let my kids down. Uh, and so I could not and the ultimate of letdown is quitting. I cannot do that. Okay? I have to do this for my kids and for my ex-wife. I want my ex-wife to say that oh, look, that guy isn't a total loser. I want my ex-wife to say, hey, that guy is not a total loser. Okay? He did something. That's what I need to prove. And I want my kids to say, hey, look, my dad, okay, I'm ashamed to say he's my dad, but he's not a total loser. He's not. Okay? He succeeded it, and he's doing what he said he's going to do. That's what I want to do. Okay, I want to get to the point where I told what my kids I will do, and I do what I told my kids that I would do. That's what I want to do. Okay? So I could quit right now and I'm done with it and forever rest in peace, right? I could do that. I could stop now. I can stop now and say, "Hey, it's too difficult. I'm done. I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm just going to waste my time." And then like 10 years down the road, I'll be retired. I'll be collecting Social Security and that's it. Okay? I could do that. I could say that. I could do that. But my brain would start to become butter. My brain would start to become butter. I need something challenging to do. I need something challenging. Okay? To fill the gap between now and then. Okay? And if I become successful, even better. Okay? I need to be challenged. And this is a perfect challenge in my life. I mean, other people are successful. Okay. But I need something heavy in my mind. I have to process these things. I have to tackle this. I have to tackle this. I have to figure this out. I have to figure this out for my I want my ex-wife to say, "Hey, look, that guy is not a total loser." That's what I want my ex-wife to say. That guy is not a total loser. Okay? I'm a loser, but I don't want my ex-wife to say, I don't want my ex-wife to say that I am a total loser. I don't want that. He's a loser, but he's not an absolute loser. And he's not a total loser. I want my kids to say, look what this guy had done. Okay? Look what he did. Okay? I want my kids to say that. Look, there's something good. He's done something. He's done something good. I want my kids to say, "Hey, look, he's done something good." That's what I want. That's what I want. Okay? I want my kids to say, "Hey, look. Okay, he's not a total loser. He is not a total loser." I want my ex-wife to say, "He is not a total loser." I want my kids to say, "He is not a total loser." That's what I want. He is not a total loser. That's what I want from this. So help me God.